fam. It's a wonderful and amazing week. I hope you all had a great week. All right here we are having a wonderful time. As you know now, it is the Word Lounge. And today we bring you a very important topic, which is wedding styles. Traditional. I've been a white wedding. I've been a court wedding. I've been a, which other wedding? Well, we'll find out from the experts today. I think they're going to tell us what kind of weddings we have in this part of the world or globally, and how it affects us and how it relates to each and every one of us. Don't you go nowhere, T-Fam. We'll be back.
All right, concerning tying the knot, right? Okay, so between having a white wedding and a traditional wedding, in my own opinion, I think a traditional wedding just cuts it. Like, it just does it all. You don't need to have, for me, I can say that my pastor can come and just bless me and my husband in my traditional wedding. I don't need to have a white wedding to do that. Okay, that's my own opinion.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to start this with an argument. It's not an argument. I'm just trying to bring a different point of view. Do you understand the legality behind traditional wedding and your pastor just coming to pray for you?
It's not even that. I think before we get to that, what do you mean by a white wedding? Because white wedding came from Great Britain, and it was just because the brides wore white gowns. Yes. So because even in the courts, yes, that's why we call it white wedding. Even in the courts, the bride, they also wear white gowns. You understand? So we have the statutory marriage in the court. We have the Christian marriage, which of course most times the brides wear white gowns, and then we have the traditional wedding, which sometimes the bride also wear white gown, but the African traditional marriage is actually our culture. Yeah. But we tend to borrow the white wedding and everything. And you're saying the tradition, it's what you like, and you want your pastor to come and bless your marriage.
Yes. So it's a mix. But I'm just trying to say, if you understand the legality between the two, let me just find a way to balance it out. You see, traditional weddings also hold legal backings because our laws are coming from we import some of our laws from the Great Britain, just as she said. Most of them from our traditional
cultures.
From our cultures. Now, the thing with traditional wedding here is it's beautiful, it's colorful and stuff. But when there are issues in the future, you know that you can't go back to a court.
Wow.
Yeah. There are traditional laws. So that your village chief that will come for that wedding is the person that will come and sort your issue.
Yes.
So I think you should. I'm not trying to say. I think you should know the difference. Let's know the
between
holistic.
The marriages.
Yes. You understand? Not just what you want.
What I want to understand, because the conversation is heading somewhere. I want to understand this white wedding that we're discussing here is the court marriage that you're talking about.
Yes,
is it the court marriage or the Christian and the Islamic marriage as a whole?
Any marriage that is not it's not native to us, it's under the umbrella of a white wedding.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I think.
Okay, so
I stand to be corrected.
Generally, I feel generally in Nigeria there are 4 types of marriages.
Okay. Yeah.
There is the Christian marriage, there is the Islamic marriage, there is the African traditional marriage, and then there is the court marriage. You understand? But she said white wedding. Okay. That's why I said white wedding. That it was brought about by the fact that the bride wears white. So I think even if it's a traditional marriage and maybe she wears white.
Okay.
Yes.
But the concept of what
the thing is, you understand? For me, I'm an African man.
Yeah.
We're all African.
I am an African man. I don't know for you, but we're all African. I want to speak for myself.
Okay.
Anytime, any day.
Yes.
I will pick the African traditional wedding to the white wedding whatsoever, because I feel it is. This is our culturation we're talking about here. It is the white man tradition that we picked up, and then we're trying to make it ours. Yeah. But we have our own beautiful traditional marriage.
Undeniable.
You understand? Very beautiful, where the varieties of food, the colors and everything.
Different colors,
you understand me? Yeah. And there are a lot of rituals that have been performed in the tradition that I cannot see. I won't dream of trading those things for any other thing. See, it is just me. I see the white wedding, the so-called white wedding, as trend to me.
Trend.
Yes, as trend, whereby
Is it a trend, though?
people want to show off.
Is it? Do you understand?
Seriously.
It's not really a trend because
Trend comes and goes.
People
No,
want to
trend
show
comes
off.
and goes.
Our own.
Yeah,
I know, I get your point.
It's not a trend. Trend
In my
comes and goes.
opinion.
See, it's trend.
No, trend comes
Let me
and
tell
goes.
you.
This is-
Okay, and then
this
these
is
trends
eternal.
fade
These are-
off. These trends they
But this
fade
was-
off.
this-
See, I remember there was a time in this tradition, these white weddings, where they brought up the use of these supreme guns to
These
spray
money
money.
guns.
Yes.
Now it's no more trending. You
But they
understand?
spray-
they
they spray money.
You understand?
They still spray
Now
money.
somebody will just come with a bunch of cash and stoning people with it in the reception, and
Yes, but
somebody
still
will
white
see
wedding.
his wedding and want to do it again. You understand? But then in
People
the
do that in
African-
traditional weddings, my
in
brother.
yeah, they do it. But
Yes,
then
a lot.
it doesn't shy away from the fact that culture, the rituals that are the processes. You understand? Must just take their.
There are rituals
But
in white
even
weddings
now,
too.
there
there
are
are some
rituals, I
rituals
agree.
that did not take place in traditional weddings that now take place.
Like what?
Before, okay, for instance, before, do you understand? It would just be you come with the dowry as the man, you come with your people and the dowry, and then
That's
there is
all.
you just come, the elders bless the both of you, and then it's done.
She moves
But
to your
now you
house.
see the bride changes dresses. She wears like 3 dresses.
Yo,
There is all
this
these
large celebration.
large
Yeah.
See,
different,
yes,
just
I'm
a
not,
whole lot
see,
of
rice
things.
and
I'm not
3 cows.
disputing the fact. I'm not disputing the fact that even our own tradition, the westernization has infiltrated our tradition.
Yes,
You understand? I'm
it
not
has.
disputing that
Yes.
fact. But then the African traditional wedding is still beautiful, guys.
Yes. No, I don't,
Very colorful.
I don't think
Thank
anybody
you.
was
understand?
disputing that fact.
Yes.
But what I was trying to establish is the fact that as much as the traditional wedding is native to us, it's our
Is our
stuff.
identity.
I think we should also look at the fact that
There are benefits
yes.
to the
Now
other
we see
types
this
of
traditional wedding
wedding.
we're talking about here. It also deals with the law. Do you understand? And marriage is a matter of law and facts, not even opinions. So anything we're saying here is basically opinions. Now, when we talk about the laws that surrounds weddings, traditional weddings, just as I had earlier said, the law also recognizes traditional wedding. Do you understand? But when we're talking about, she mentioned we have 4 types of marriages. Now, I want to narrow it down to basically 2, traditional and, okay, let's say 3. Traditional marriage under the act, which is usually our white wedding. Do you understand? So the church wedding also falls under marriage under the act. So when you go, when you start your rituals, let me call it rituals, just as you said.
But see, before you learn, I want to cut you a bit before you learn. I want to cut you a bit.
Okay.
You see this thing called court marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as a system that is being used to cage people. You understand? See, let me ask you guys a question. Our parents that got married from 25, 30 years back, and they are still in their marriage.
Yes.
Traditional marriage, real traditional marriage.
Yes.
What has happened to them?
See,
What legal backing do they have?
No, wait. I think
You get my
I
point?
think you're. I think
There
you're
is no
missing the
legal
point.
backing, but they are still happy in their marriage.
I think. Wait.
Then the new
not about-
generation,
we're
okay,
not
check
talking about
marriages from
happiness.
5 years back. Somebody will get married for
Bro,
1 year, 2 years, and then
March.
he's planning to leave simply because the court has given him the leverage to leave when he's not comfortable
Okay,
with
wait,
the marriage.
let-
you get my point?
wait. I understand
So
what
that
you're
is what
saying.
is happening, but then
understand what you're
you
saying.
cannot try that in
You
a
can't.
traditional way. If
You
not,
can't.
Amadioha will strike you.
No, forget about your.
Seriously.
Wait. I want to clarify something. too,
Yes.
yeah?
You can't disobey tradition and get away with it.
The court, the church, the mosque doesn't. They don't control your happiness or the success of your marriage.
Yes.
Do you understand? So when you're saying the court cages, I don't believe in that. There are marriages that are
Okay.
broken. I know people that got married 30 years ago,
Yes.
were separated,
Yes.
and got divorced. Do you understand? We
Yes.
hear of these issues, but generation. When you're talking about this, we're talking about generational change. What our parents endure. My mother never beeped my father that he did not reply her message, or he was liking one woman's post on Instagram. Do you understand? But our generation now, for the singular fact that I post a picture, a random lady comes, my baby. Do you understand? I have to explain. So our times have changed. Right now, we have so much distractions. I believe we have so much, but this is a topic for another day. Now, let's focus on what I was saying earlier. Do you understand?
Listen to you.
I don't think court marriage cages us. Now, why court marriage? I said court marriage is mostly Christian because marriage under the act, it only allows for one spouse. You can only marry one wife. You understand?
Okay.
So that's why Sharia you can marry up to 4.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So theirs is even different under Sharia law.
Yes.
Traditionally, you can marry 30 wives. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when you're talking about caging, it doesn't cage you.
See, my point of caging rather is this.
About happiness.
No. It's not about happiness.
About the fact that you have to share certain properties.
You
I
understand?
think that's what
You
he
have
was
to-
trying to
Well, you
say.
can
Imagine.
You can.
Okay, wait, let me land.
You can sign.
Yes.
Do you know that?
Nuptial.
See, do you know that even social
You can
media
sign
is
a
playing a
prenup.
role to this? You get?
That's what I said.
Maybe a lady posts about divorce with her husband on social media, and then she didn't tell you the real story.
Yes.
She didn't tell you
There are
the
always
other
two
side of the
sides.
story. And then she goes to court, and then she gets justice.
Is
against
that
her husband.
justice?
Wait, she gets, to her is justice.
Judgment.
To her is justice against her husband. And then another lady sees it. Probably you are having a domestic problem with your husband that can be settled.
Solved. Okay.
You understand? Simply because you're following this lady on social media and you feel
She's
okay,
influencing you.
she's influencing you.
Okay.
You get? So you feel you can just go to court and then get your divorce right. But then you can't try that in traditional wedding. The moment you go to your house, your father will tell you, go back to that man.
Okay.
You understand?
So
you come back, he will tell you to go back.
Are you saying there's no divorce for traditional
He will
wedding?
tell you to go back.
Mash,
So
let
it's
me
a
cut
cage
you,
to
let me
me.
cut
You understand? It's somewhat a cage. I'm not saying that there are no benefits to it.
I'm not talking
In
about
this
benefits.
generation now, you can also go back to your father, or you can also go back to the elders, and then they'll still tell you leave that marriage. Sometimes they'll it's
depends-
even
yeah.
the
What
elders
is
that will
It's
go
not
there and
that
tell you
easy.
depends what is
Traditional
happening
weddings,
there.
it's not that easy.
I don't-
See,
I don't-
check see, what I understand about this marriage thing, it's not a bed of roses. That is what girls of
Nothing
nowadays, our 21st century girls, don't understand.
That is
but
why
then
you
if
need
they
the
go into
court
marriage and
wedding.
then they don't see the bed
That
of
is
roses,
why you need
By
the court
21st
wedding.
century,
God is
I
back
talking
in
about
there.
Gen
Very
Z.
easy for
the
you
God
to
is back
go.
in there.
I'm talking about
That's
Gen
my
Z.
point. No, I'm not talking about Gen
can-
Z.
Just 21st century.
See, okay, 20th, 21st century was before
Ending
the advent
20th.
of the world, of the constitution,
Internet.
the court whatsoever. You understand? We're living peacefully.
No, that we can't
No,
see that for
wait,
sure.
no,
See,
no, no.
okay,
Our
okay.
parents were also having
They are
issues in
fighting,
their
though.
marriage.
They were
yes.
having issues,
to-
but
But
then
it
they
was not
managed
easy
it.
for
They
them
managed
to break
it.
up. No, not all.
You know the
Not
problem?
all. They
You know the
didn't all
problem?
manage it.
You know,
Okay.
see,
It was not just
Tell
easy
me,
for them
okay.
When
to
it comes
separate.
to-
There
when
are
it
people, there are African
times
people that
of-
have stayed
when
90 years
when
in their
it comes
relationship,
to
in their
the
marriage.
time of our
90
parents,
years.
right?
Yes.
It's totally different.
It's totally
that era
different.
was
different. That's why I said
Okay,
generational change.
let me give you an example
was-
with my parents.
Okay.
My mom was 19.
Okay.
And my dad was 21.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yes.
And they are 37 years of marriage today.
Uh-huh.
Even while in marriage, I've seen situations whereby they have disagreement that my mom will be like, man, she wants to leave this marriage. Even when we are grown up,
Wow.
she's
Okay.
no more here
Happens.
today. You understand? But then I've seen real life
God bless her
situations.
soul.
But then let me tell you, my mom didn't do the church or the court marriage till on her dying bed. You understand? But all through her life,
She was married.
she was married.
Yes.
The traditional way. They just paid down. Let me tell you, she got pregnant, and then the following morning, her parents brought her to my father's house. And then my father now, based on what they told us, my father just went and told his dad and his mom that, Omo,
Is
he don't
everything.
commit to.
Mm-hmm.
When the girl did, say they are, she did in room, rather. And then now they are stayed for 37
7
years
years before she
without
passed.
problems.
Okay.
Without
Oh,
problems.
sorry, with problems that were
Now,
settled, rather.
let me,
Yes.
you see, just
Problems that they
But
can't
these
settle.
problems,
But that's between
decided-
them.
they
if, if it was a court marriage now, let me tell you, in
But
those
this
situations, if there was a
generation,
court
you
marriage, my
had-
mom would
yeah,
have
and
gone to
that is
court.
why
So
I
you know,
think
she would have gone to court, and presently right now, I tell you, I bet you they would have been divorced.
okay. Wait, let me
get my
see.
point? I'm not saying that
Bro,
there are no benefits.
bro,
so
She
don't
can't
get
go
me
to
wrong.
court
Bro,
because
But
they
then
didn't
let me
get
explain
married
something
in
to you.
court.
see,
It's not
the court,
caging.
see,
I
to
just have
some
a
way-
problem with that word. Let me explain.
Okay, you have the problem.
Yes, it's not
Okay, let me use
caging.
another one. Let me give you another one.
It's not. No, it's not about the word. It's
Should I
about
give you another
it's
one?
about your intention.
Okay.
You're hell bent on the fact that there is caging. What I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's
to say
court
is,
marriage.
you see, when your mother was 19,
Yes.
Hush Puppy was not born. I promise you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, generation has changed. Now, bro, the internet.
Yes.
You have so much options now.
Yes.
We have a lot of options right now.
options?
Now, before, when my mother was a damsel, what do you call them in Hollywood? A maiden in the village. When she was a maiden, I promise you,
Yeah.
they were from the same village with my dad. They see each other every day. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There was less distractions. Right now, you can be anywhere And because of phone, you can communicate and stuff. And there are a lot of distractions. So that's why I agree with me when she said generation. You can't compare the generation with our own. Now, the concept of marriage is not, the court does not define the concept of marriage. Tradition does not define the concept of marriage. Everybody knows that, okay, there are people that are dating and they've stayed in that relationship and it seems like they are married. They give birth. We are adults. That's why we are adults. Nobody can control what you do as far as our laws does not define them as crimes. Now the thing is, if I am with a lady and we decide to commit, okay, we're going to stay with each other, we give birth, we see ourselves as married, we are married. Do you understand? Yeah. Now, the only thing that the court does and the tradition does is to like cement the fact that we recognize these people as legalities. Yes. So the court is not saying you people should be, and the tradition is not saying you people must stay together.
See me
so the fact that they stay together is about individuals.
Is the one, because the concept of marriage is for it to last forever. You understand? The one that lasts forever for me.
Yes, it's traditional.
To me.
Okay, I voting that traditional wedding lasts longer.
If you check the statistics of those people, okay, check the statistics of broken homes. You understand?
I think
you see that
it's based on generation. It's not based on the type of marriage. No, the type of wedding does not.
My brother,
traditional marriage or court wedding does not make the marriage last or not to.
In a way, right? I think the court marriages, right, also gives people leverage to do anyhow.
You get me? Thank you.
How? Okay, so as a lawyer, as a lawyer, what is the highest crime that a couple can, just walk up to you and tell you we want a divorce?
Okay. The law itself specifies grounds for divorce. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. One of it is if the contract is a contract. Yeah. Okay. Let's say I get married to V. Yeah. And then the court finds out that she's underage. That's one ground. Okay. Do you understand? Or
so there are a lot of grounds.
Not a lot. Then consent. Well, I got consent using devious means.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's another ground. Maybe I'm a twin. I'm an identical twin. And I just use a head. Do you understand? Then let's talk about personal people now. When we are married and we don't consummate the marriage. Now consummation is sex, basically sex. After the wedding, the first sex. That's the consummation. The court doesn't care if you guys stop. I don't think it cares so much, but the consummation. Now, the other part is if one of us decide to run away, stay apart from each other. Do you understand? These are the things that the court has listed, but not exclusive to them.
So you've not had cases where couples come and they say I fell out of love.
Yes, it happens.
Not had that.
No, it happens. That's why the court, as I was saying it earlier.
Okay, see.
He makes it look like the court. No, he said the court gives them leverage to do anyhow. Now the court themselves, when I decide, okay, I'm falling out of love with this person, I approach my lawyer. The lawyer is bound by ethics to make sure, to try his best to become a conciliator and try to reconcile the people. Like, okay, what's the problem? Can we do this? He has to remove himself as a lawyer, as your representative, as your attorney, to talk to you guys. Okay, see you. Can we do this? When you refuse, then he sending your petition to court.
So what if you are telling a lawyer that has never been married before?
That is training.
He's a lawyer.
He's not
a marriage counselor. No, he's a lawyer. He's not a marriage counselor.
Are you going to refer them to a marriage counselor?
So wait,
as a lawyer, you do the work of a marriage counselor.
I want to ask you a question. If murder case, are you bringing it to a lawyer that once killed somebody? No. So the whole point is, I don't have to be experienced. It's like priests now. It's like priests. Reverend fathers have never gotten married. We are here.
But they still try marriages and they still advise.
One day we talk about marriages here. Okay. Are we married? I'm not married. Are you married?
I'm not married.
Wow. Yeah, no, she's not married. Okay. Now the whole point, the entire thing here, what I'm saying is, I don't need to be in it to offer my professional service. So even when you go to court and drop your petition, their lawyer must show that, okay, he tried his best.
Okay.
Do you understand? And the court themselves, the judge, will have to remove his rope, metaphorically, and try to reconcile the people. If it doesn't work, the court will not force you, even landlord and tenant.
Yeah.
A unwilling landlord will not be forced on the willing tenant. Do you understand?
Okay.
So if I fall out of love with you and I show the court that I don't want it, and she agrees, fine. Same thing traditional. Don't think traditional is.
All right. So back to the main,
That was not the main.
No. It's part of it, right? But back to, because I listened to what everyone said, right?
Yes.
And I still didn't get the importance of having a white wedding. You specifically spoke about a traditional wedding and the court wedding, like from everything that we talked about, right? And I saw the importance of the both of them.
Okay.
But not the white wedding.
Now, when you're saying white wedding, that's what I try to say.
That's the
Even
church
the
wedding.
court
Okay,
wedding.
that's the
Okay,
church
you're saying the
wedding.
Christian
Marriage
wedding.
under the act,
Yes.
as lawyers would call it.
Yes.
Okay, some of the advantage, Japa.
It's not the court that is easy for Japa.
I'm just like certificate. Yeah, let's talk about let's talk about the difference. When you talk about the differences,
All right.
I think you understand why I think, because I said as a lawyer, why I think marriage under the act is even better. Do you understand? Now, when you're married under the act, there are, you see stuff like conspiracy. Like conspiracy is a crime. There is this leverage married people have around that. There's a way you can double around that and you'll not be held liable for that as a couple. You'll not be held like two people are doing it, like one person. I know conspiracy takes two people to conspire.
Yeah.
Now, another thing marriage under the act offers you is, you see, when it comes to issue of when your spouse dies, and problem with
family.
We all watch Nollywood now. This woman, she just come. Her husband dies. They come and pack everything, send her back to the trenches, literally. Now the thing is, church marriage under the act actually has protection for you. You know that even if your husband writes a will and gives his property to some foreign people, to his side chick, your husband will not get the side chick. Claim it.
Amen.
Okay. But let's assume your movie husband gets a side chick and he wills out most of his properties to her. You can actually challenge that will after his death. Do you understand? Now the court will look at, okay, who are his family? You are his wife. Do you have the certificate? Yes. His children. Does he have dependents? So the court will actually give them some stuff, even if it does not will anything to you. Now that's one of the things this stuff helps you with. Even if he dies intestate means if you die without writing the will, the court will still defend your rights. Do you understand? Now traditional also does that, but it's mostly at the whims and caprices of the council. What do you call it? Chief in council. I mean, chief council.
Council of elders.
Yeah. Do you understand? Now, if one of them is eyeing yourself and you are refusing his advances after your husband dies,
in some traditions, he has the right to take you as a wife.
This is one of the benefits.
Right. Okay.
So,
traditional weddings or white weddings? I would always prioritize traditional weddings over white weddings because, again, are traditions. And this white wedding thing, most times it's just paparazzi. A lot of people just want to show off to other people what it is that they've acquired over time. Or some people use it as fundraisers. But you come to see that they end up spending more than they actually make. So you start your wedding in deficit already.
What? Are you being serious right now? So if I get married in a church and the church is not registered, the court doesn't see my wife. Let me know. The court doesn't see the woman and myself as husband and wife. That's a serious one. Well, anyways, we just heard from the experts. Like I told you, they are experts. They've got experience in all of these things. So, please, make sure you're getting married in a registered church, all right? And if your village people say you should come and do wedding, tell them that you need to register too in the court, all right? That's amazing. I hope you enjoy a wonderful time this week. Stay tuned.